Okay, of the 5 prerequisites: master production schedule, bill of materials, inventory availability, purchase orders placed, scheduled receipts, and lead time. Okay, we already discussed master production schedule. The next item is bill of materials. Bill of materials is a list of components that are needed. Either it is partially completed work in process inventory items or raw materials that are needed for the production of the end item. And it is not just simply a list of items, but it is a structured list of items. For example, let's say we are manufacturers of bicycles. So you take the bicycle as the final product. Now break that bicycle down into the different products, okay, but not simply a list of products, but a structured list in a way that indicates how the final product will be put together. So at the very bottom you may have like wheels, pedals, chain. Those are items that you may be buying from your vendors, and then how these different products are assembled into work in process products, intermediate assemblies, and then the intermediate assemblies are put together, and so on until finally the final product is assembled. So it provides a product structure, items above. So we'll have levels of items. So you'll have at any given point there may be products that come below it, okay, and those are the components that are needed to produce this product, and this may be used as an input product for the item above it. So there are several levels. So an item at a given level is called the parent for all the items below it, and the items below it are called children item for the parent. So you have parent and children all the way down from the top to bottom. So the product that sits at the top level, the final end item, that will have only children item. They will not have parent for themselves. And the items at the bottom, they will have no children, but they will have parent. And all the items in between will be parent for the items below it, and they will be children for items above it. So you'll have a product structure going from at the top, item that has only children and no parent, and then down below where each item may serve both as children for the item above it and parent for the items below it, and at the bottom you'll have items that act only as children item but not as parent item. So here is an example. So A is at the top, and this is your item that has no parent but there are children, and the number that you see within brackets here as a subscript is how many units of this item do you need to produce 1 unit of the parent. So this here means we need 2 items of B and 3 items of C, and when you put 2 B's and 3 C's and go through the production process, you will end up with 1 unit of A. Now here B is a child item for A, but it is also a parent for E and D. And here we need 2 items or 2 units of D and 2 units of E, and when you put these two together you get 1 unit of B. And this can be confusing sometimes. The number that you see in the bracket is about the parent only. You shouldn't take that down below. So here we take 2 units of E, 2 units of D, and go through the production process to produce 1 unit of B, not 2 units but 1 unit of B. And similarly here we take 2 units of E, 2 units of F, put them together through the production process, and we get 1 unit of C. And same here, G and D, 1 unit of G and 2 units of D. Now you notice here that D is extended down below to level 3. So you start from the top is level 0, then as you go down the different levels in the product structure tree, you increment the levels by 1 unit. So level 0, level 1, 2, 3. Now normally you would write D here, in level 2. But then on this side, you cannot but put D in this level. So when the same item, so here it is the same D is required for two different items, two different parents. So D has a parent here which is B, D has a parent here that is F. Now when such a situation arises, when a given product appears in more than one location in the product structure tree, then you have to bring the items down to the lowest level at which a given item appears. So since this D appears in level 3 and it cannot appear any level higher, so this instance of D also must be brought down to level 3. So this is called the low level coding. The lowest level at which a given item appears, that's the level at which all other instances of the same item appearing must be brought down to. So here is how the bill of material will work. So you need 2 items of B and 3 items of C for each A. So if you want to make 50 units of A, so 50 times 2, 100, 50 times 3, so 150. So 100 of B and 150 of C are needed to make 50 units of A. And similarly for B, we needed 2 units of D and 2 units of E. So if you're going to make 100 units of B, then you need 2 times 100, and then D also is needed for F, so you have to take that also into account, and that will give you the gross requirement of D. So B, bill of materials, is used to figure out gross requirements of each item. So we will go through these computations in more detail, step by step, in a little bit. And there are some special kinds of bill of materials that sometimes we use, and these are more theoretical concepts. So there is one called modular bill of materials. The modular bill of materials are not for the final product. A few minutes ago we talked about in master production schedule assemble to order. In assemble to order, we're going to be, our master production schedule is going to be for the modules, not for the final product. So here, since the master production schedule is for the modules, then the bill of material for the modules are called modular bill of materials. Then we have planning bill of materials. It's also called pseudo bill of materials because it is created for artificial parents. Now there are instances when you'll have bunch of items which are low cost and low priority items, and when you start giving part numbers for each of them, it becomes cumbersome, it becomes inefficient. So you'll have kits of items that are used in the bill of materials. So that's called planning bill of materials. It's really not for a specific parent. And then there is what are called phantom bills. The phantom bills are items that are not taken into stock. So they transform from one configuration to another configuration without being taken into stock. And those items are, those bill of materials are called phantom bill of materials. Low level coding, we already talked about that.